Okay, fun fact. I didn't know that the mic was off for the first 10 minutes of this video. Yeah. Yeah, those devil killers have been out of control for way too long. They're a pain in the ass to everyone, racers included. I guess if you update your computer, check to make sure OBS is all up and right. There he is. So, you're a Suzuki, I presume. Yeah. And you're the devil Takamura, I take it. The one and only. Alright then. Just so we're clear. You'll disband your group if I win. Whoa, hey, relax. We still have time in the limelight. Gotta appreciate that, you know? I mean, look around. Street racers from all over Japan are hanging on our every movement. They're even streaming us online. Bet it's not often a taxi driver like you gets his 15 minutes of fame, huh? I bet there's a lot of money riding on this. Am I right? So what if there is? Don't you have any respect for your founder? You talking about that Nakajima guy? Who cares what that old has been? About that old has been? He's all washed up now. I mean, working to save money to fix up your car, racing solely to improve your time. Sounds like shit my grandpa would say. As you can see, I ain't new to this game. Because of my genius, this street racing shit is our cash now. Guess it doesn't hurt to have the Devil Killer's image, though. And people respect that image because of how the founders worked to build it. And this is how you repay them. Fuck yeah, dude. As long as the Devil Killers keep raking in the money, what's the problem? You really need to keep up with the times, man. This guy doesn't know a thing. But for real, don't worry. Everyone knows the Devil Killers are still the most badass team from back when. That part ain't gonna change. Well, at least until I've milked the Devil Killer's image for all it's worth. Then, hey, who knows? Maybe I'll start something new. Sky's the limit, you know? And hey, these shitheads should be honored. An emperor like me is doing them all a favor. I won't let you throw those dreams away. Oh, and what's a cabbie gonna do? You think I got to where I am just by talking big? Let me tell you, buddy, point blank, I earned my spot as 5th leader of the Devil Killers by being the fastest fucking driver, period. Now let's get the show on the road. Gotta give the audience what they came for, right? God damn it. Okay, I'm gonna save that. I got so lucky. Come on, speed up. Aha, first try. No way. That taxi driver, he actually did it. The absolute madman. He beat Devil Takamura. What could possibly happen next? Oh, fuck. Well, I guess congratulations are in order. I don't need your fanfare. What I want is your crew to break up. That was your end of the bargain. Okay, everybody, listen up. Hey, you can't be serious. Certainly you don't need to keep such a silly promise. Yeah, ain't no reason to break up now. Break up? Whatever gave you that idea? Excuse me? With all these people watching, this is the perfect chance to show what happens when you get to on the Devil Killer's bad side. Give this bastard a thrashing. With pleasure. Gonna get me some payback. I'm generally not one to resort to violence. Alas, duty calls. Sorry, Mr. Suzuki. I'm afraid you'll have to take your medicine like a man. That isn't what we agreed on. What happened to the fastest guy calling the shots? Huh. Oh, that? See, there's been an update. It's the strongest guy who calls the shots now. Maybe you missed the memo. Well, what are we waiting for? Time to let the world know what happens when you mess with the Devil Killers. And let me say, it ain't pretty. Yo, we're getting our asses out of here. You'll get yours soon enough, man. I'll make sure of it. Hold up. What a pitiful sight. Never thought the legendary devil killers could sink so low. You ought to be ashamed. Hey, isn't that... Who? Seriously? You don't know? That guy's like the biggest name in racing in Fukuoka. No way. Onisaka-san? Who's this character all of a sudden? Shoot, I didn't know you were gonna be here. You start acting up on this girl. Word is gonna reach me. Well, you see, this is all the taxi driver's fault. He picked a fight with us, so, we don't even bother. I've been doing my own research. I heard you were... Oh, excuse me. I heard you were throwing your weight around, and I only gave you a pass because you had clout with the community. But now that's all ancient history. Yeah? What's your point? My point? Do I really need to restate how bad this taxi driver beat you to a pulp? He's top dog now, so abiding by our rules, I'm ordering you to break up the devil killers. But that would mean the devil killers are pretty much just done for at this point, what with only Naka-sen giving the order. One man really has that kind of pull? Of course he does. He's pretty much the law in racing circles. Your team is hereby disbanded. Never use the devil killer's name again. Any objections? No. Then get your ass off the road. You heard the man. Nice. That's cool that they waited till that moment to give me that trophy. So you're Suzuki, huh? I'm Onisaka. I look after the young ones' guns around here. Thanks for intervening. No need to thank me. You're the ones who beat Takamura. That's all I needed to see. But without you, they wouldn't have honored the agreement, so I appreciate you showing up. Slow down there, pal. You don't think I came all this way just to help you get rid of a few punks, do you? Why, then? Well, you work for Nakijima, right? Yeah, I do. Then I'm assuming he wanted you to race the devil killers into submission, huh? Break them up that way? Ultimately, yes. Yeah, that ain't gonna fly with me. Why not? Because he's a coward. People who chicken out of a challenge have no say in racing matters. What do you mean by that? 20 years ago, the two of us were rivals. Nakajima, the undisputed champion, and me, the runner-up. No matter how many times I raced him, he always won out in the end. I lost to him countless times. Then, one day, I decided enough was enough. I took a year off to travel the country, taking on as many other racers as I could. Before I left, I made Nakajima swear not to lose to anyone. That way I'd still be taking on Fukuoka's best when I got back. But when I returned, I found out he vanished from the streets. Gone, just like that. Promises be damned. It demoralized me, Suzuki-san. An entire year completely down the drain, with no explanation whatsoever. All that time, with nobody to race. What a fucking way to leave an old friend behind. I'm sure Nakajima-san had his reasons. He's not the kind of guy to break his word. You think I don't know that? I know he must have some kind of situation. But that still doesn't keep me from wanting that race. He owes me. I'll never forget the thrill I got going up against him. I can't. So I won't give up on street racing until I get another taste of it. My pride won't let me. Go back and tell that boss of yours I've been waiting. that whenever he feels like honoring his promise, I'll be behind the wheel, same place I've been for 20 years. Onisaka, huh? Chief, I know you're not the kind of who goes back on his word. What happened all those years ago? It was 20 years ago, about a month after Onisaka left. I got in an accident. An accident. I wasn't driving dangerously or anything. We were just coming home from shopping. I was under the speed limit, no distractions. But I couldn't say the same for the other car. A street racer smashed into us. He came around the corner at high speed and lost control. He was completely at fault. Did you get hurt? No, I came away with just scratches. But my wife sitting next to me wasn't so lucky. No. She hit her head, I guess. There weren't many external injuries, but she fell into a coma. I really should have been angry with the guy who did that to my wife, but I couldn't summon up any rage. He was a street racer, just like me. That's when I realized I could just as easily have been me causing a crash like that. Just one little mistake could end up causing some innocent person their life. When I got to thinking, I just couldn't go back to putting the pedal to the metal like I used to. I was too scared. So you quit street racing at that point? Yeah. Now, of course, I remembered what I promised Onisaka, but I knew I couldn't keep it. Who could, after what happened? After the accident, my wife never regained consciousness again. She was alive, but never woke up. Strange, ain't it? I lived life on the edge, but I was still standing. My wife never took a risk in her life and ended up like that. I just couldn't accept it. I whispered her name into her ear over and over, day in, day out, thinking one day maybe she'd open her eyes and sit up like nothing ever happened. But that ain't how life works. No matter how much I loved her or prayed for her to come back, she wouldn't wake up. We're all pretty powerless when it comes down to it. All I could do was keep hoping she'd recover and work to pay her hospital bills. But even that was beyond me. See, I used to be a day laborer, but I poured all my earnings into my ride. I had no savings and no steady job. If I didn't do something, I'd fall behind with the medical bills, so I had to find work. That's when you turn to taxi driving. Yeah, driving was all I could do. Besides, all I really wanted was... what? I just wanted to have her sit next to me again. She couldn't drive herself, but she loved it when I took her for a spin. I still remember her in the passenger seat, laughing and smiling away. If she came out of that coma, I wanted to be ready to take her on another ride. I reckon that would make her happy. But then I figured after that accident, she'd be too scared to do that again. So I thought if I became a taxi driver and learned safe driving, maybe she'd be okay with it. Maybe we could go back to old times, just the two of us riding in the wind. But a year ago, she finally lost the battle. Chief, I'm sorry. I had no idea. Who you're looking at right now is a miserable wreck of a man who can't even wear his own wedding ring because it hurts too much to remember. I couldn't save the one I loved. I broke the promise I made to my rival. I'm a no good, worthless wretch. That's not true. You helped me out when I was in a bad place. I'm thankful for that, and I have nothing but respect for you. So please, don't talk about yourself that way. Suzuki-san, if only Saka-san knew about this, I'm sure he'd forgive you for going back on your word. You still haven't told him about the accident, right? No. I didn't want to use my wife as an excuse, and I just couldn't face up to him. I'm a former racer myself, so I know exactly how he feels. I know how much he wants that rematch. Yeah, but if I told him about the accident, sure, he'd probably let it slide. But think about what that'll do to him. Cars have been his life. I don't want to ruin that for him. I don't think telling him's a good idea. So you want Onosaka to keep racing then? I used to want that. I figured with me out the road he might as well do enough racing for the both of us. But now I don't know. He's getting old. I don't want him chained to this life until it's too late. One day he'll push it too far. And when he bows out, I want it to be at the right time. I don't want him to end up like me. Now, if someone were to beat him in a race, maybe that'd give him what he needs to lay his pride down. Then that's what I'll do. Huh? I'll challenge Onisaka-san and put an end to his career. You'd do that?
Hey.
Sure. Back when I lost, you gave me a place and a purpose. That's always meant a lot to me. So let me pay you back.
Yeah.
But that's asking too much. Nakijama-san, listen. I've taken down all the devil killers, and now I'm the fastest in Fukuoka, just like you were. It's my turn to step up and race in your stead. You leave this to me. Suzuki-san, thank you. Save. Yeah, go for body so I can get max health. Okay. I wish it didn't tell me that there were race missions, because that tells me that there's 2 races left. But we got a request for you, Suzuki-man. The place is, let's see, Oh, it's right in front of the office. Shouldn't take me long then. I don't see the client. Oh, hi there, Wada-san. Hi there yourself. On break right now? You could say that. Alright. See you around, I guess. What's wrong? It's me, by the way. Huh? I'm the one who requested you. What? You're the client? Do you want me to drive you home again? No. Don't you remember what the chief said when you first got hired? I'm the most senior driver. You wanted me to give you some driving tips.
Hey.
And you have. They've come in real handy. Well, I've got one more piece of advice for you. What about? Today I want you to tell you about Onisaka. You're kidding. Chief needs you to race him, right?
Hey.
Something like that. Then I might just be able to help. You used to be a street racer yourself, didn't you? Oh, you bet. That was years ago, though. Onisaka used to be the one of the three musketeers, you know. Let me guess. The predecessors to the Four Kings. You're sharp. The top three races in Fukuoka at the time took on that name from the old French novel. And, when you know it, our chief was the fastest of them. Biggest speed demon in all of Fukuoka. People used to call him Athos, the eldest and most fatherly musketeer. Onisaka was third in rank. He went by the handle Parthos. But Onisaka was the tenacious one. His times kept getting faster and faster. When he got back from his travels, he was at the top of his game. If the chief hadn't already quit, Onisaka probably could have taken him. So that's how it was. Yep, Onisaka is the kind of guy who'd do anything just to shave a millisecond off his race time. 20 years have passed, but I bet he's still in peak condition. In fact, if he stuck with it all these years, he might even be faster yet. That's something to consider. Well, look, I requested you, so for all they know, you're on a job, right? That is true. You should use this time to get some practice. You need to train if you want to beat Onisaka. Any ideas how I could go about doing that? How about you and me hit the highway? What? You want to race? Why not? If you think you're ready to take on Onisaka, you ought to have no trouble beating me. But you haven't raced in years, right? Hey, I'm behind the wheel every day. I still got the thunder in my veins. But driving a taxi isn't really the same thing. And I'm one to talk, but you're not as young as you used to be. Nonsense. I'm still plenty young. Huh. So if Nakijima-san was the head musketeer and Onisaka-san was third in line, maybe the second fastest was. Okay, I'd be honored to race you, Wada-san. That's the spirit. But you should know I'm not your average ex-street racer. Be ready for a challenge. I'm sure he was right behind the chief in terms of speed and ability. Better not take him lightly. Okay, 2 laps.
悪いけど負けんばい。僕もそこまでお人よしじゃない。
Oh, he drives like I do. son of a bitch. That sucked. Oh, that's how you do it. Okay. You know, I just have to fill up that bar before I get to the finish line and I'm good. Shit. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, that's all good. Ooh, my heart is racing. Man, you got me. You're pretty quick, alright. I think you got what it takes to give Onisaka a run for his money. Thanks. You may not be a street racer anymore, but you're still one hell of a driver. Fighting for a former musketeer. Fitting for a former musketeer, I'd say. Huh? Me? A musketeer? No, no, no. You've got it all wrong. You really weren't a musketeer? Nope. I wasn't even close to their level. But I guess you could call me the Artigan of the group. A sworn ally of the Three Musketeers. Did Artisan Yan? Yeah. Did Artigan. You do know who that is, yes? No, sorry. I guess you're talking about the Three Musketeers book. I've never read it. You haven't? The Artigan is the main character who goes on adventures with the Three Musketeers. Huh. I'll be sure to read it when I get the chance. Ain't a big deal. So how come you're so fast now, if you weren't a musketeer? I'll tell you when we're back at the office. We better go, or Kawa-san will have a fit. Right. You know that me and several other old drivers at the company were street racers, right?
はい。
Yeah. After Nakijama-san went off the radar, racing lost its spark for me. I decided to quit like he did. I wanted to find a job, but driving was all I knew. I ran into one brick wall after another, thinking there wasn't anything out there for me. That's when Nakajima-san showed up out of the blue. He said he'd started a taxi company and wanted me to come aboard. So he took you in, just like that. Yeah, it was the last thing I expected. At the time, I wondered why he'd want to run a taxi company, but since he was asking me for help, I just went along with it.
いや、
Now that I think back, though, it was him who helped me. He was barely scraping by on his own, but he still took me in when I had nowhere to go. I'd always looked down on taxi drivers, but when I gave it a shot myself, I found out how hard it really is. As a street racer, I was free to drive however I liked, but with a passenger on board, you're always worried about you're going to mess up if you're going to mess up. One little mistake could put others in danger. That's the first time I realized the gravity of people putting their lives in your hands. But that makes it all the more rewarding when the passengers thank me. Winning a race is nothing compared to that feeling. So I made myself a promise. As long as there's someone in my cab, I will never cause an accident or break a traffic law. And I've managed to keep that promise all these years. Well, hey, that's no small feat. I guess even now, when when I'm taking a passenger somewhere, I'm more focused and nervous than when I was racing. You could say every passenger I've carried has been a battle for me. A battle against myself, of course. A battle against yourself. Damn, that sounds heavy. Well put, Wada. So, you battle against yourself every day, and that's the secret to your technique. I guess you could say that. I feel like I'm making a bigger deal out of it than I should, though. Doesn't suit me, huh? No. In fact, I think it suits you just fine. You know, that just fired me up. Wada-san, I'm going to show you how great a driver I can be, too. I'll try sharpening my act as well. Couldn't hurt, right? You bet. We should all give this job our best. We owe it to the chief and the passengers who depend on us. Now, boys, let's get back to work. Okay. Everyone has a history, don't they? In any case, I don't want Wada-san to think his help was a waste, so I'll make sure not to lose the next race. Breaking the sound barrier. Need 7,000. I'm from Nagasu Taxi. Sorry for the wait. Hey, Mom, why is the sea blue? I'm afraid I don't know, sweetie. Come on, let's get in a taxi. Could you take us to Mesai Street, please?
はい。
Of course. Let's go.
道が混んでるな。
And this light is taking forever. Okay. Thank you. Sorry about the little blabbermouth. Not at all. Hope to see you again. $7,000. Okay. I'm from Nagasu Taxi. Sorry for the wait. Wow, they sure are well coordinated. To Osei Bridge, please.
Hey.
Of course. Let's go. Hey, it's our 3-month anniversary. We're gonna be together forever, Ken-kun. I feel like we were made for each other, Me-tan. I was just thinking the same thing. A couple of lovebirds. Why are you peeking at us in the mirror? I was just thinking how lucky you both are. Ha, people stare at us on the street a lot too. They're just jealous of how in love we are. Don't worry, driver. You'll find your soulmate soon enough. Just like me and Me-tan. Good luck. They're in a good mood. Your makeup looks amazing today, Me-tan. Thanks. I copied it off this idol I saw on TV. Arakasamura. I see. But you're much cuter than Haruka Saramura. Me-tan. No way. You're just saying that. No, I mean it. You're just as pretty as any of those idols, me tan. Hey, driver. My girl's way cuter than our girls, so we're right? Yeah, of course. Your girlfriend is cuter. See? The driver agrees with me. You could even be on TV if you wanted to, me tan. Yay! Maybe I'll start looking at it for an agency. You'd be a star in no time. At least they're happy. Say, Mitan. Yes, Ken-kun? Did you talk to your dad about us getting married? Oh, well, about that. What's wrong? Dad says he's completely against me marrying a guy who doesn't have a job. Huh? Well, what does that matter? Can't you see how much we love each other? All we need is love, right? Work has nothing to do with it. Yeah, I think so too. Let's run away together in this taxi, Mitan. Yeah, let's elope, Ken-kun. Driver, just take us someplace far away. I'm kind of curious where this is gonna go, so I'm just gonna be like, okay then. Alright, thanks, driver. You're too kind. Yeah, he was moved by the depth of our love. I guess even without money, as long as you have love, you can get by. Hold on, you mean you don't have any money? Of course not. I don't have a job after all. And what about the fare for this trip? I thought you were going to take us for free. This is my job. I can't do that. Oh, what a stingy man. Grown-ups think about nothing but cash. Somehow I ended up getting yelled at. Here we are. Thank you. Here's the fare. Damn, short. I appreciate it. I hope you find the same happiness we have soon. See you. Okie dokie. I need 7,000, so I need to do one more taxi mission, but it's over an hour now, so I'm gonna call it here. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care of yourself. Peace.